Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships in Mountain Range Randoms Battle Domination Mode. And today I'm featuring the Tier 9 Super Cruiser, the Tier 9 Premium Japanese Super Cruiser, the Azuma. Now, this is a ship that I've had a couple of requests over time, and then I think about 2.5, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was asked to do a review on this ship. So today I'll be highlighting it, talking about it, the playstyle, the strengths, and mostly weaknesses. And then tomorrow I'll do an upgrade commander build video showing you the commander build that I have, as I quite like it. So I have a full-on 21-point commander, just because this is a premium ship, so it doesn't cost me to move around commanders. The Azuma. Yeah, so when I first got this ship, I got it for free XP. This ship came available, I think it's back in 2019, but I got it for free XP, million free XP. Then Wargaming removed all the free XP ships in 12.4, and they moved the Azuma to the armory for, I think it's 228,000 coal. Or you can also pick it up in the premium shop, probably around $85, give or 82, something like that. So she is also available there as well. Now, is this a ship? I want to answer this question right off the bat. Do I recommend buying Azuma? No. Okay. We'll get into that. But up front, I'm just saying no. Like, I don't even have Yoshino, but I feel like I would rather play Yoshino over Azuma. So we'll talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the ship along the way. But I'm going to probably first talk about playstyle, and then I'll get more into details and such. One of the big things about the Azuma in her playstyle is that she is a passive playstyle ship. She is a ship in which you kite. She does not do aggressive well, nor does she do semi-aggressive well. She just kites, okay? That's due to several factors, as we're just using our propulsion on the 4th slot and just kind of teasing this Jean Bar a little bit. So we're going to see him throughout the entire battle, pretty much. So don't worry, he won't go anywhere. And that's mainly due to her armor scheme, okay? So her armor scheme, when you look, I think it's at the midsection of the ship. I'm just checking. She's the least durable cruiser among probably the Tier 9 cruisers. Take that as much as you will. I mean, the Wargaming's been introducing a lot of ships, so it's always hard to keep up. Because her plating is no more than 25 millimeter, other than her internal belt and her deck armor. Okay, so she takes a lot of punishment from high explosive. You're going to see that quite well in this battle, actually. I was torn between showing this battle and another one. The other one was rather boring. I'll throw it up on the screen now just to post battle results. And you can see the 190,000 damage we did, and I think we set 14 fires, and you're mostly farming damage. This is a farming damage, passive playstyle, kiting ship, okay? If you like being able to stand your ground or be an anchor type position ship, Azuma is not the ship for you, okay? I'm very much enjoy the playstyle of Salem better. I would rather play Buffalo over Azuma. I'd rather play Seattle over Azuma. I'd rather play Neptune over Azuma. To the extent that, you know, I would like to. I mean, Alaska is way better than Azuma for sure, for many reasons. But you have the Azuma, right? And so Azuma was a ship that never existed. She was designed, if I remember correctly in what I was reading up on, as a ship to counter the super cruisers that the U.S. was making during World War II, being the Alaska class. Alaska has 305 millimeter guns. Azuma has 310 millimeter guns. So they kind of use, I think, some concepts based off of Yamato. So it's like a miniature Yamato, if you will, but that I feel like it still isn't very accurate of me to say. So we are quite certain that there is a submarine around. We've popped a hydro. I get detected, not detected. We've had this Z46 that our U-190 has just taken out, which is great. So as long as our submarine and our destroyer commander play more aggressive, or play more passive. I was trying to figure out who I reported there. I missed it. Play more passive. That would be the best. Okay, they don't need to die fighting for the cap. They have the Jean Bar, and then you have, the San Diego that are working that cap. And these are both good clans. I think the KSD clan is good. I'm pretty sure. But somehow we pick up the submarine. I think, our friendly submarine on this flank popped the submarine surveillance. So we're going to get a shot popped in there in addition to our depth charges. Your depth charges on this, I believe, are only 7 kilometers long, so they're not very long. But we got some massive hits on this submarine. Now, you may have seen at the start of the battle that actually I'm blacklisted, and it's because I was playing, he was on my team earlier and was just complete trash. Wasn't good, and so I just just blacklisted him. At least I'm not Citizen 9, whatever. You play a match with him and you're in a sub or aircraft carrier, I think he just instant blacklist you. So we're gonna have issues with the sub, right? So now our Yugamo's gone down to the enemy sims that moved from Bravo over. So that's rather difficult. Now, I totally mess up here. There's 2 or 3 times I really hardcore mess up here. And for some reason, I was thinking that I could just DCP and avoid these torpedoes entirely, but I don't. And so we're going to lose our rudder, which means that I'm probably not going to be speeding away very fast because I don't want to get full turned into the island up on A3, A4 line. But now with no destroyer protecting our U-190, the Sims is going to probably just push in and drop depth charges on him. So it's not good for him. Okay, so the player I was reporting earlier was the Azuma. I asked in chat if the Azuma would stay and support our flank, but no, he's decided to go support the overwhelming massive amount of friendlies in the Charlie cap. Okay, this is where Azuma begins to get rather weak, as we're going to take more torpedoes. She has good, decent, actually pretty good torpedo belt protection for a tier 9 supercruiser, but you can't fight. You can't play aggressive with this ship, okay? I'm a little frustrated with my team because they're a mothball, a hornet's nest, so let's see if how the enemy team deals with that. But you can't play aggressive with this ship, okay? We're getting bullied by a tier 8 submarine, okay? Yes, we have hydroacoustic search. Yes, we have, hydroacoustic search, depth charge planes, but we're getting bullied by a tier 8 submarine, okay? So when you're getting bullied by a tier 8 submarine, you basically just have to run away. Azuma isn't a ship that I would say has muscle. Okay, I'm really dissing this ship. I'll talk about some of her strengths here in just a minute. But there's just not much you're able to do with the ship, especially when your flank collapses. Your flank collapses, you're instantly kiting. Look, we're already up on the A line. Okay? So I'm trying to let my team know that this Jean Bar is moving to flanking position. So I'm pretty sure this is a good clan. He's a good player regardless. He plays really well. And so he's moving up to his flanking position to get broadside salvos into my team. Okay, so he's a threat that needs to be dealt with as soon as possible. Submarine's still chasing us, fine. San Diego probably is going to move over to B. Sims is probably going to move over to B, so I'm not too concerned about either of them running into either of them at the moment. Okay, so we do have the points advantage, okay. Ship loss is even. Each team has lost 4 ships. So let me begin to talk more about the strengths of the ship. Okay, I haven't even hit on all the weaknesses yet. In terms of strength, her 310mm guns, her HE Alpha hits are really good if you land accurate salvos. Now I need to check her fire chance, as I was playing around with some things. Her fire chance is 27%. Now you can, of course, buff that up to 28%, maybe up to 29% if you decide to take Demolition Expert. Not that I recommend. I don't run Demolition Expert on the Azuma. But she has really good HE Alpha, okay? So you're really this farming damage. You are starting fires consistently on ships, so on and so forth. Now here I actually have stopped firing because I'm about to hit the border, and I need more angle. Okay, the Jean Bar, he's got 15-inch guns. He can easily citadel us if we don't angle well. And also his HE, because we're mostly coated in 25mm, his high explosive can do a lot of damage to us as well. And you'll see a little bit more on that later in the battle when, as I said, we're going to have this Jean Bar player to deal with pretty much the entire game. So I'll go ahead and turn my AA off. I just don't want him to, if he starts throwing out depth charge planes, I don't want him to quite know where I am at. So we're still going to be kiting him for the meantime. So the high explosive, really good. You know, that's almost a 10k hit. I mean, it is a French battleship. They're not the most armor schemed. You're going to struggle more against maybe some heavily armored targets like your, you know, if it's a Sovietsky Soyuz, a Kremlin. A little bit more issues with there. Your AP is really good. Do not sleep on the armor piercing. Armor piercing, it doesn't have the highest in terms of shell damage, but it's got better shell velocity than the Alaska shell travel time. And if a cruiser goes broadside to you, I mean, even up to a battleship goes broadside to you with a well-aimed salvo, you will wreck an enemy cruiser, an enemy battleship if you have enough pin to punch through and hit their vulnerability. Okay, so the guns are good, but pretty much the ship design around it elsewise sucks. Okay, I'm trying to think what are the well, let's I can keep talking more about strengths. Okay, other strength is that you have a pretty long gun range without building into guns in the 6 slot or not activating your spotter plane. I think it's 19.1 kilometer gun range, which is really good, and you need all of that. So I do take, you know, I do run the spotter plane, and thinking of the skill, the Eye in the Sky, which is a negative 50% cooldown time, and you get 2 additional charges. So I do definitely run that, okay? Now the fact that the Jean Bar, back to the game footage here, has moved away, he's not liking the fact that I just keep punishing him with fire, so he's not going to really win that battle. So he pulls away, which leaves his Sims unprotected, meaning that myself and the Azumo, now having to deal with the flank that has collapsed and pushing in on him, actually comes to help, only to die to eat Changmu torpedoes. So not very useful. So we have the Sims burning, but his DCP is going to come just off cooldown here in just a moment, I think. Yeah, it goes off right there. He actually goes dark, okay? And I think he thought he was going to die. So what does he do? He opens up. So this is going to give us another chance to kill him and take him out here, which is really good for us. In the meantime, we still haven't seen the submarine. Our hydroacoustic search is about to go down. Speak of the devil, and I mean literally devil. He has appeared. Okay, so what are we going to do? You see a submarine, you're going to kill the throttle, we slow down a bit, and we're going to turn in, and he's missing us. So he's not a good shotgunner. Okay, unfortunately, we don't have our hydroacoustic search just ended. You can take a special upgrade in the second slot, which if you're going to play the ship a lot, I'd recommend taking, and that is the hydroacoustic search modification 1, which would extend the action time by plus 20%. Okay, I'm pretty sure I don't have that on Azuma, so that actually would have came in clutch right here, because we still would have been able to have him lit. Okay, that would have been very convenient for us, but unfortunately that's not how it works. Now, as we continue to push in, try to get some shots on maybe the San Diego there, I'm trying to distinguish what's the biggest threat, but we don't actually do any damage to him, even though we took out his propulsion and 1 AA gun. The Jean Bar is back in business. Now I'm like, is Jean Bar going to run from me towards Bravo? But I'm in Azuma. I can't really take the chance to be aggressive here. I need to turn away, and he is indeed turning up towards us, as we're going to continue to set more fires upon him. Okay, back to talking about strengths and weaknesses of the ship. So she's got this really good gun range, really great HE, you know, really strong AP if you're able to get broadside targets. Her health pool, also really good. I think we've built into that. Stock, she is, I think, usually 53,000 hit points, 58,350 hit points. And you can see we are 62,400 hit points, which is really good, as we're finally going to get this sub taken care of. But here you're going to be beginning to see more of the armor scheme become a big issue. So just watch the Jean Bar and watch when he fires high explosives. I am going to mess up here, definitely, because he's going to set one fire on me, and then I just like panic push repair damage control party, and then he's going to just set me on fire again, because that's what French battleships do. Now from the WoW's wiki, oh, that's another thing that I do need to mention on the ship. It's her, we just used it. It's her repair party. You have an improved cooldown time. So it's like similar to the Massachusetts, Georgia, Ohio. It's 40 seconds. If you have November Foxtrot, you get that down to 38 seconds cooldown time. And you regularly go through, I mean, I didn't say this in the beginning and I meant to. So I played 3 battles in Azuma, lost every battle. When I first got the ship, and I was like, this ship sucks. It's just this passive playstyle, and I hate it, okay? So I stopped playing it. So I started playing this ship on Friday to get a video for you guys, and I think I played 9 more battles, and I won 4 of the 5. I lost games, you know, as you saw it in the beginning, I showed the 190,000 damage game. I would have games where I did 150, 160,000. I killed a quarter of the enemy team, and it still just wasn't enough, so it's a bit of the weekend play as well. So we are going to finally take out the Jean Bar here, but before this video ends, let me read through all the cons on the WoW's wiki. A vulnerable Citadel placement, easy to hit if Azuma is broadside. Her Citadel is actually above waterline, okay, very vulnerable. You also, because you're a super cruiser, you get the full duration 60-second fires, similar to other super cruisers like Alaska and Kronstadt, and also battleships. Your main gun turrets are surprisingly fragile, get knocked out often. I don't feel like I noticed that too much, but I know I run the main armaments modification, which reduces the risk of your main battery becoming incapacitated by -20%. You have a slow turret traverse, so slow that you want to take grease the gears on your accumulator, and you want to take the main battery modification too for improved main battery traverse speed. Slow turrets, yeah, more in line with a battleship turret rotation speeds. Like, it's really bad, okay? Weak AA armament, rely on allied AA cover or fighter support. You'll do okay against tier 8s, but you will definitely be stomped on by tier 10 in super CVs if you find yourself in that type of matchmaking. You don't have torpedo armor. We kind of talked about that. So most Japanese cruisers here in Warships have torpedoes. If you don't have on Azuma, that would actually help you have, like, even if they were like 4-kilometer torpedoes, just when you get pushed up on and bullied. Very wide turning radius with slow rudder shift time, and she has difficulty dodging enemy attacks. Okay, so that's why I take propulsion in the 4th slot now. I think that's the best one to take in terms of 4th slot. So we're going to get Dreadnought, we're going to get high caliber, 147,000 damage, 108 shell hits, 9 set on fires, 3 destroyed between the sub, Sims, and the Jean Bar. Not enough at the end. The other ships are playing smart and not throwing themselves away, so hats off to them. Commemorations to them, they did really well. So that's going to take us over into the team score. So we're going to place top of the team, 1,300 base XP on a loss. You can see that San Diego, Changmu, and Jean Bar did really well for their team. We were pretty much locked out, you know. Having a battleship abandon a flank sucks, right? So that was a huge misplay by our Azuma. So we reported in for that. You know, 117,000 damage to the Jean Bar alone. We took the enemy sub for his full health, took Sims for about half of his, and a little bit on the Z46, or was it whatever? Yeah, whatever it was. And then here with premium count, this is the end result. So, do I think Azuma is good? Do I think she plays well in 2023? No. I think submarines have made this ship even weaker. Yes, you get air-based depth charge strikes, but submarines are, in addition to making the ship, I think, really difficult to play here in World of Warships. Now, I think that was a different story back probably when the first ship was introduced. When you didn't have all the hybrids, you didn't have all the, the submarines. I imagine she played a little bit better But now here in 2023, approaching 2024, I think Azuma is in need of some buffs. At least they gave the 40-second repair cooldown time on the repair party. You really need that because of how vulnerable and the ship takes a lot of damage. She does not do well underneath focused fire. Her health pool evaporates really quickly. So really the only nice things to say about this ship is that if you like playing a passive playstyle, if you like kiting, if you like decent guns, then Azuma would be a ship for you. But World of Warships is slowly becoming more and more, if you don't take a carry ship, you don't take your strong ships, especially at high tier, you're just likely to lose. Like, you know, even if you kill a third, quarter, a third, kill half of the enemy team, right? I've had a lot of matches like that lately. I've had matches where I was in Azuma, only thing to kill anything on my team, and the other 11 teammates could not do anything. So that's nothing new to you guys. I'm describing the typical World of Warships player experience. But Azuma does not perform well, I think, in 2023. The ship just has too many weaknesses, and I think submarines are just kind of another quote-unquote nail in the coffin for Azuma, just because, you know, when a submarine could just come up and shotgun you, you know, if a player doesn't have to be, submarines, World Warships. So I'm going to bring this video to a close because it's getting about hitting 22 minutes. I think I said that too many times. 22 minutes. So if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you are subscribed, I really appreciate it. And I hope this gave you a good look into Azuma. And tomorrow we'll do an upgrade command build video on this ship. So until next time, take care.